Hey guys, Mr. E here, and today it's another gameplay review. I guess it's a loss analysis video for Darktide, and this one comes to us from Temi Rulis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but hey, thank you for your submission. If you would like to submit a clip of a powerful loss that you took, submit it at misteretide@gmail.com. You can find that linked in the description. Thank you very much, and hopefully I'll see you on the stream soon. Also, subscribe and comment and like the video and stuff if you like this sort of video. I'm going to keep doing them. I'm enjoying making them, and I think it's very helpful. Today's video is very, very frustrating. I've watched through it one time, and I don't think that I sufficiently expressed just how frustrated I am by every single decision that the team makes here, except for our main player. This is one of those instances where I find you, SB, or, the main character, I find you innocent of all charges. Okay, you are not guilty in this case. You were playing well. You were doing your role excellently. You fought very well. You are a sufficiently skilled player. I believe you could do a 40, but your teammates in this game no less than 3 times, and it is infuriating to watch. So let's go ahead and dive into it. And I want to first point out a couple things. The video is in 720p. Sorry, I can't do anything about that. So so that's just what the screen is going to look like, guys. But I'll give you the analysis of what you should be seeing. The second thing is we are playing Bubble Psyker with Flame Staff and Force Sword. Pretty fucking meta, right? Like, we're doing okay here. And we've got 2 Ogrens and we've got a Veteran on our team. And the Veteran has Shout, and the Ogrens have, I don't know, like Taunt or something. I think one has Charge, and maybe the other one has Taunt. But let's go ahead from there. And we are playing on TRS 150. This is the Relay Station map. This is one of the Hourglass maps, and it happens to be one of the easiest maps in the entire game. There's exactly one hard room in the entire map, and it's the one they're about to head into right here. And you'll see why it's hard. This drop down occurs directly after the first event in the map, where you insert 3 power cells in this central thing, and then it shuts down this giant fan blade and you walk through. Hopefully you can picture which map I'm talking about now. And in order to progress in the map, they have to get through this area and go up this far side all the way up to the top and then go through a door. So this room right here is super hard because it is super open, and as soon as you drop off this drop down and touch the ground, you will spawn 2 bosses. So that's pretty much guaranteed. That is guaranteed on Havoc. This is a Havoc 26, I believe. It's guaranteed on Havoc for at least 2 bosses to spawn. It can be a Captain and a Beast of Nurgle, or it can be 2 monstrous enemies like a Chaos Spawn and a Plague Ogren. Whatever it is, you're gonna get 2 of them. So you need to be ready when you drop down. Shit is gonna hit the fan really, really quickly. You need to have a plan going forward. The other thing we have to be concerned with here is that this up at the top of the screen, this is a Demon Host Ritual summoning bar. So we know Demon Host Rituals are on the map. This area has a couple of tricky Demon Host Rituals. There's one that can spawn over here in the bottom left, which is what this one is here. So they can actually probably see it from where they are. The other one that can spawn in here is all the way down the hill on the bottom right. And that one is kind of tricky because it's hidden. But you'll see it pop up once you enter into the first story of the stuff over here. And that'll tell you, hey, you need to backtrack a little bit and go get it. And it can be very sneaky, but just be aware of that. And there's one more that can spawn up at the top. But we'll see all these in a second. So what we're immediately going to do is we're going to commit the first critical error, which is our Ogren, Guff, is going to go ahead and just drop down. Instead of waiting, he's just going, right? And so like I said before, now 2 bosses are going to be spawned. We had time on our side, right? A Demon Host Ritual bar takes roughly 3.5 minutes or something like that to completely fill. We had plenty of time. We can actually see the Demon Host from where we are. There's no problem there. What we should be doing with, Psyker having infinite ammo on Brain Burst and all that stuff, and Veteran on our team, etc., is pulling every single enemy in this entire arena to us, making them climb this ledge and killing them. Because the fight that you're going to get when you drop down here is already going to be hard enough without every single ambient spawn that was already in this arena fighting you. So if you check out my VODs on this map, whenever I'm playing a Havoc on this map, I pause. I stop the whole team here, and we do not fucking leave this perch until everything in that next area is clear, because this is a huge spot to rip on, and you'll see why. Let's go ahead and go for it. So, yep, the Ogren is down there, all out on his own, and here we go. So we've got Chaos Spawn coming in. We've got a Horde. and we got specials. Like, shit's starting to get really crazy really fast. And what happens when things get crazy like this and you've got like 15 bosses and a ritual and you don't have a plan is players start to play worse in general. When you have a plan, when you tell everyone where they need to go and what they need to do, they can focus on that and they can like actually do it, right? When it's just like, guys, oh no, there's 2 bosses and the ritual, and you didn't expect all this to happen, when it's surprising you, it can be really, really hard to get your bearings about you. So what's going to happen here is these players are going to get all out of coherency, or like all out of whack, and die. Or at least this one is right down here. So what we had before was the veteran was in a good spot. We'll look at him right here. He's going to be the first player to take a death. Look at where the veteran is right now. He's down here next to the wall. This is a great spot for a veteran to be in, because a veteran is in the middle of the team. He can shout. He can shoot enemies from any angle down here, and there's nothing that can get behind him because there's no way you can get over this wall. So he's in a great spot. What he ends up doing is running over here to the right, and now he's going to get himself surrounded. He's not playing close enough to the Ogrens, but I don't know really if there's anything they could have done to save him, because he dies in really, really short order. Like, it wasn't... I don't know if that's necessarily anyone's fault except for his. It seems like he just couldn't deal with the amount of melee enemies that are there. And there's not much you can do about players who just aren't quite at the skill level they need to be in order to deal with, like, you know, multiple small threats. So that's what happened to him. You notice that the grenade had to be dropped here because this ritual almost finished summoning. Look how close it is to finishing the summoning ritual. You know, it was like maybe 10 seconds away because we couldn't focus on it because there were so many bosses. So there's a Beast of Nurgle and a Chaos Spawn. Now, fortunately, we do have 2 Ogrens, and we have Flame Staff Psyker. So we're not hurting for damage. We're going to get these things killed, no problem. We've got Bubble, so, and look at our Psyker knows what to do, right? They're putting the bubble down immediately. They've got full stacks on Flame on all these enemies. The Psyker is doing a great job. No problems with the Psyker's play so far. 100% uptime in these Flame stacks. Good job, good job. Okay. So we've made it through the first engagement, but we have been taxed 1 player as a result of just it being a hectic engagement. Now, I'm not saying that the impromptu jumping down of Guff, the Ogren, was what caused this death, but it certainly didn't help that clearly this player didn't know where to go or what to do. If they had a plan in mind, if there was a ping on the map as to where to go and where to hold, it would have helped them survive. Oh well. So we're down a player. Now you need to decide what to do. The next respawn is all the way up at the top of the map. So you have to get all the way up there in order to get your allies back, and that's quite a hike. And there's a lot of shit that can go down between where we are here and then and all the way up there. So when you're down a player, you are losing that multiplicative power factor, right? A team of 3 is not just 3/4 as powerful as a team of 4, because you lose a bunch of synergistic value as well. Like right now, this team doesn't have any shout, any gold toughness. So they've lost a ton of power by the removal of that veteran. So you should be prioritizing getting that player up, but there are some other things that take precedence over that. For instance, things that will wipe the entire team, like Demon Host rituals. So what we'll see here is the first instance of what I'm going to refer to as collusion between these 2 Ogrens. I believe that these 2 Ogrens are partied. I think these 2 guys are buddies, and they are sticking together and playing Ogrens together, and they are going to throw this game from here because they make play after incorrect play and then repeatedly throw and repeatedly int. The thing that makes me think that they are butt buddies like this is look at how they both immediately sprinted off together. They might even be partied up with this dude. They both immediately sprinted off together to go in the direction of over here. They don't give a fuck about where the Psyker is, right? The Psyker's getting left behind. He's not in on the loop, but here they go. They're off and away, and they both go the same direction. They're both hanging out in the same room together, which is not like the normal direction you'd go here. But they aren't perfectly in tandem though, because as you can see here at the top of the screen, a Demon Host ritual has spawned, and here is where a critical mistake is made that just unravels the rest of the game. One of the Ogrens makes the decision, we should kill this Demon Host ritual, because if we don't, then what's going to happen? We're going to lose the fucking game, right? So Guff, the guy who initially pulled the scenario before, charges down here and helps clean this up. Cool. Notice I'm not mentioning what the other OGren is doing right now. And we just had a boss spawn. That's curious, because normally captains or twins, or whatever this might be, only spawn when you progress in a level. I wonder what's going on with the other OGren. Oh no, I'm hearing shooting. Oh, and there it is. You can see where the other OGren is. So he has gone up onto the second floor, up onto the third floor, and what he's pulled is the twins. You can't see it because the health bars aren't there, but he currently has the ranged twin shooting at him, and he has the melee twin on him. So he has walked away from the rest of the team to go and get this res, and was not paying attention, I guess, at all to what his team was doing, and has isolated himself entirely. So now, because he has everything in the fucking world on him, he's going to die. Okay, so from here, what do you do? We've gone from a situation where we had all 4 players, and we could have very easily survived that encounter and used the Ogrens and used the bubble and been perfectly safe and come out of this with 4 players and been good all the way up to a situation with 3, and then we got split doing the demon host or rushing to get a revive, and now we have 2. And this is another instance where I think that these 2 players are in league together, and they want to this guy really wants to rescue his friend, the other OGren, because what would you do from here, right? From here, you need to be very careful, because just like before, where you lose a significant amount of your power when you go from 3 players to 2 players, you lose even more, or sorry, from 4 players to 3 players, you lose even more when you go from 3 to 2. You're losing at least a third of your power, if not more like half. So we need to be very careful what we do from here, and there should be a contemplation in your brain, can I make this res in time? So I want you to look at the health bar of this individual, and if you can picture this map and how far the distances are on this map, it might help you to do it. But just comment down below whether you think that if you moved as fast as possible, you could get to this player in time. Look at how fast his health bar is going down, and look at how fast our players are moving. Okay, so from right here, there is absolutely zero fucking way in hell that this OGren is going to get to that guy in time, right? He has lost over half of his health bar. You still have another ladder to climb. You still have to go up a stairs and get to this player, and then you have to actually stick that res on the first pickup, or else he's going to get beat to death when you get pushed off. And of course, he's got a boss, etc., on him. So I think there's approximately a 0% chance of making it to him and resing in time. I think it would be much more appropriate here to stick with your actual fucking team, the last guy you have left remaining, and maybe make this fight and get up to the top and get the reses. But instead, our OGren runs off. And you can see right here, he sees that that's the twin. The melee twin comes in and, of course, goes on the Psyker, because I think that's how they're coded. But then he says, fuck you. I'm going to go revive my friend. I'm just running up ahead. And look, he almost makes it to him. But he doesn't make it to him. He dies. And now, guess who's stuck up there with every enemy that was just beating on his friend? The other OGren. So now the other OGren is completely isolated. So what would you do in this situation if you were isolated as the other OGren? It should be trying to regroup with your one remaining teammate, right? Probably not trying to push all the way up to the top of the map and get another res, because, pushing ahead to the end of the map and trying to get a res was what got us here, right? But I guess this wasn't the same guy who did that mistake, so he's learned a lesson. But you see, in doing so, in going up there to get this res, that's what this OGren right now, Guff, is doing. He's going up the stairs even further with a bunch of enemies following him and trying to get the pickup on his buddy at the top. And he goes all the way up the top, and he's going to get the health station at the top of the map. And then he's going to get the res. But in doing so, he's pulled another Demon Host ritual. And Ogrens themselves are not that great at Demon Host rituals unless they're using pickaxe, because the Bully Club actually kind of takes a while to deal with it. And plus, you got a million fucking things on you. So he gets his juice. He gets the full heal. And here's another thing that makes me think that he's in league with this other OGren. You have the choice between an OGren and a veteran to pick up, who they're both in the same spot, right? They're both up at the top of the map. The veteran is the correct choice, because the veteran has a shout that can delay enemies for longer and will give you gold toughness, and also probably has full grenades from his regeneration, and therefore you can get everybody up. But he chooses to res his OGren friend first. So he actually is going to get this res off, but at the same time, guess what we're not doing? It's clearing the Demon Host ritual. So the Demon Host summons in, and of course it goes on the Psyker, because why wouldn't it go on the fucking Psyker? This poor fucking Psyker, he doesn't get any fucking breaks. And now we're up at the top of the map. I'm not even worried about what's going on here. I'm watching these health bars down here. Guff is now traded 1 for 1. He's got his best friend, the other OGren, up, but now he's dead. So what do you do from here, right? And it just unravels from there, because obviously this last OGren is not going to be able to handle everything that that Guff just dropped on him. And then they're going to die. And then everything is going to come down here and crush our poor Psyker friend. And that's it. I won't make you watch the rest of this and show you that our Psyker, in fact, can't beat a Demon Host and the melee Rinda Karnak and a Horde all by themselves. It's, you know, I'm sorry, they're just not that skilled. Maybe it's a skill issue for them. But what I want to say as a takeaway here is that our Psyker did nothing wrong. Okay, our Psyker is not guilty of any offense that caused this situation. This was caused by a cavalcade of poor decisions that were motivated by wanting to rush, by wanting to res your allies, perhaps even like your close personal friends that you're playing with the game with, above all else. Prioritizing these objectives over team play. So throwing the game because you're like, oh my gosh, I can get him, I can get the clutch play, is almost never the right decision. And you'll see me do it from time to time. Like, oh, I can get the clutch, I can get this res, and then just throw and lose my entire health bar, etc., etc. But it's not the correct way to play. The correct way to play is play slow and play conservative, and just make your way up there as a little trio. They should have been sticking together as a tight trio, because then this could happen, and they might actually have a fighting chance against it with 2 Ogrens and a Psyker bubble. But instead, they went in 1 by 1 into the meat grinder, and first off, this guy died for no reason. Then Barton ran up to the top of the map and threw himself to the wolves to get the res and died. Then Guff ran up there to speed run the map and get the res, and then he died getting the res, and now Barton's gonna die, and now our Psyker is gonna die. So the Psyker didn't deserve this, man. This is not fair to this poor fucking Psyker. And what I have to say to the Psyker is, hey, like, just keep on your game. You are clearly the fact that you're still alive against this situation, right, that you're backsliding, all that stuff, it lets me know that you are a player who is skilled enough to probably do Havoc 40. I don't think you'll have any problem getting there. You seem to know your way around the class, but you were just completely inted on by your teammates in this game. And there's no shame in that. So yeah, really frustrating to watch these guys just completely unravel an otherwise winnable situation by making greedy, stupid, rushed plays time and time again. Do not rush, guys. If you are playing in Havoc, do not rush. Stay together with the team and move at a consistent pace so that when you encounter new threats that spawn as you advance your progression level, you're all together and can kill them together. Because I'm telling you, if the 3 remaining guys were all together when those twins spawned, 2 Ogrens and a Psyker could definitely defeat those twins. No problem. But 1 Ogren can't defeat 1 Ogren, and then another 1 Ogren, and then a Psyker cannot defeat them all individually. So that's my takeaway, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown. Please submit those games to me. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.